No one knew when they sat down to dinner that night that it would change the course of world history. Lafayette was a young 19-year-old noble, and sitting across from him was the younger brother of the King of England. Now, this younger brother had made his older brother very angry when he decided to marry the wrong woman. And the King of England had banished him and taken away his honors. And he wanted to get back at the King of England. So around dinner time, he talked to the young 19-year-old Lafayette about the ideals of the American Revolution and about how heroic it was and how noble it was. And it lit a fire in the young Marquis. In fact, after that dinner, he could think of nothing else but crossing the Atlantic and joining the fight for liberty. Well, the King of France did not want Lafayette to go over there because it would be a political nightmare for a Marquis of France to fight for the American rebels. But Lafayette eluded the French authorities, slipped across the Atlantic, and somehow convinced the Americans to make him a major general. Now, this was quite a feat because Lafayette had no official paperwork from the French government. He spoke very, very little English, and he had no military experience. But he had heart, and he believed in what the Americans were fighting for. In his very first battle, Lafayette was shot in the calf, and instead of being pulled off of the field, he refused and remained on the field, helped organize a retreat that saved the American army. 2 months later, after he was finally recovered, he was given the command of his own division. He later became good friends with General George Washington. In fact, he called Washington my friend and my father. Lafayette had only one son, and he ended up naming him after George Washington. Later, when Lafayette went back to France, he helped write the Declaration of Rights for the Citizen, one of the most important documents in world history that declares the universal rights of all humanity. Lafayette was a hero, and what's amazing about his story and what inspires me is that he did not let the things that were in his way hold him back. It would have been so easy for him to say, well, the king doesn't want me to go, or I don't even know English, or I don't have any military experience, or I've just been wounded. He had so many reasons to throw in the towel or just to not step out. But because he believed in something so greatly, he overcame every obstacle. You know, if you're feeling a little stagnant in your life, if you're feeling like things just aren't where they need to be, maybe you're looking at all the obstacles. Stop looking at the obstacles and look at the dream. Look at the ideal. Look at that thing that you want to accomplish so bad, and then go for it. Every successful person will tell you that they had to fail over and over and over, and they had to overcome so many obstacles. But they'll tell you that overcoming those obstacles is what made them the person who earned the success. And I think this is a little bit of what faith is. You see, God says you can do all things through me. God says you can do amazing things. And if you look at the men and the women of the Bible who did amazing things, it's because they believed. It's because they trusted. So whatever dream God has put in your heart, don't let Satan take it away. Whatever goals that you have, if they are noble and good, don't let Satan scare you into a corner because you're afraid of failure or the obstacles seem too big. When God walks with you, the walls come tumbling down. The sea parts and food emerges on the ground. General Lafayette was a great patriot. Many American colonies gave him honorary citizenship to our country. Well, our citizenship is in a heavenly country, and we need to remember who our Father is. When we look up, we can realize that our dreams can come true. God bless.